I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles and the bishops at Great Millstone who labor night and day, making sure that the 144,000 hopeful elect and the remnant are able to go out in the highways and hedges, make videos, make lessons, to bring out the truth about Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Peace and salutation to all the believers. Peace and salutation to all the supporters. And peace and salutations to all the men that are in GMS, Great Millstone. And peace and salutations to all the Aqua that's out there listening in silence. May this lesson be edifying for all that listen to it. Shalom. All right, so we're going to get right into it. Y'all see the title right there. Cuba, ICU deaths after blackout. Now, no one's really talking about Cuba like that. So I'm going to bring you the scoop. But most of y'all already know, but y'all mostly forgot. Now, I'm always doing videos about when the lights turn off. You know, it's just like the movie Pitch Black. When Vin Diesel said, it's not me you got to worry about. It's about them that you got to worry about. And the them is going to be the people that's in control. All right, so let's, no further ado, let's get into this video. Let's drop some scriptures and let's show how things are really going down.
Person in ICU in the hospital in Cuba died. Every single person in ICU in the hospitals of Cuba died last night because there is no power. And the president knows it and refuses to send help. Y'all ain't bothered by that? The meandering in the dark have absolutely no light because the billionaires feel as if they can just take over anywhere and have no regard for people. Blessed be the peacemakers. Every person in ICU in the hospital in Cuba died. Every single person in ICU in the hospitals of Cuba died last night.
All right, this is Daniel chapter 11, verse 36. All right, and this is what it reads. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god. Notice the little g. And we ain't talking about that Israelite, well, that fake Israelite, I would say. We the big G's, not the little G's. And shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. For that is determined shall be done. All right, before I go into the next one. So, you see Mr. King DJ T, he was the one that took out Venezuela. And everybody know Cuba was getting fed from Venezuela. But it's also sad to see that Russia was also aligned with Cuba, and they're not even helping them out. Giving them no food, no gas. And they were supposed to be allies with Cuba. That shows you how they roll. But that's another story in itself. And it says he shall exalt himself and magnify himself. Well, we already know Mr. DJT is doing that. Mr. 47, Nero 47. He exalts himself as, I'm doing the very best that I can do, and I'm By the end of the week, by Sunday, we will open the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, that guy, all right, he crippled Cuba. And those people over there are truly suffering, all right? They are truly going through it. This is Daniel 11:37, and it reads, "Neither shall he regard the God of his forefathers, nor the desire of women, nor regarding any God, for he shall magnify himself above all." And see, and this is what he has done, and all those that support him. That's what he has done. They know who the true worshipers of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai are. They know where their bloodline dwells. That's why they do the things that they do. And those people over there in Cuba are paying for their sins. Yes, they are. This is Deuteronomy 28:50. A nation, a first continent, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. You have babies, old people, all alike. They know what's going on there. Yeah, so they're not going to even care about little babies or old people. They don't care. But we have to understand that this is why they're here. Because all those sins that God people have done, those judgments are coming upon them. But what a lot of people don't understand, they think because America is flourishing, this planned demolition is not going to come to America, but it will come to America. And when it comes, it's going to be a sight to behold, that we all going to feel it. Even those that are of the elect, all right, going to feel it too. But that's just only going to make us stronger. We're going to be refined like fine gold. All right? All right, so we're going to get into this because we need to show the news, you know. We need to show exactly what's going on. As you can see, that's 6 months. It's 4 weeks ago. All right? So a lot could change in time, but we're going to go with the most recent one and see what it do. Hopefully they don't try to play any commercials.
And what is happening in Cuba? There have been some rare protests that have broken out there in the capital, Havana. The island is grappling at the moment with its worst power blackouts in decades. It's been triggered by a US blockade. We saw hundreds of angry Cubans pouring onto the streets in several neighborhoods late on Wednesday. You can see them here. They're so angry about these fuel shortages. They've blocked roads. They burnt rubbish on the streets, as you can see. This marks the biggest single night of demonstrations in Havana since the energy crisis took hold in January. Well, earlier, Cuba's energy minister said the island had completely run out of fuel, oil and diesel, leaving the power grid in a critical state as this blockade from the US is really squeezing the country's supply. Our Global Affairs reporter Mimi Swaby is with me, who's been looking into this and covering it for weeks. It was moving to this point, wasn't it, Mimi? We've been reporting on the shortages for a long time, and now they've run out of fuel.
Exactly. The Energy Minister, Vicente de la Olive, has finally said the island has no diesel, it has no oil, and has very limited gas. He said the power grid was in a critical state. This has been exacerbated, this fuel shortage, by the US blockade, threatening tariffs to any country selling oil to Cuba. so it's once very kind of prominent suppliers, Venezuela and Mexico, haven't sent any fuel to the island. Only one oil tanker, a Russian oil tanker, has been permitted to pass through this blockade, but according to the energy minister, the delivery from that oil tanker has now run out, leaving the island in complete darkness, so to speak.
So, complete darkness, this seems maybe like an obvious question, but what has it meant for life there? How are people getting by?
People are really struggling. For months now, the situation has been deteriorating at a quite rapid rate. I've heard from residents that they're waking up in the early hours of the night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., when there is a brief moment of electricity to do their daily tasks, be that cooking for the next day, washing clothes. People are enduring prolonged blackouts. These can last up to 22 hours, commonly in Havana and the neighboring, the kind of the outskirts of the neighborhoods there. That is on top of basic goods being scarce. There really aren't many basic goods and food. Many individuals are saying they are living solely off bread, and anything you try and preserve in fridges, you can't preserve it because there's no energy to preserve it. Solar panel has been something that many people have been talking about. We've had a few humanitarian aid deliveries from Mexico. The energy minister has also said from China has delivered some solar power equipment. However, solar panel is very expensive to start, and it's also quite weather intermittent. So that is a source of potential energy, but at the moment people are really just struggling to live their daily lives.
And that desperation, Mimi, has turned into anger as well.
So we're going to end it right there. So just imagine that, man. They're really not even going into what's really going on down there. You can only imagine. They're going through it down there. Absolutely going through it. And all because of Nero 47. Our brothers and sisters are down there going through it. But we also have to understand that the Heavenly Father is allowing this stuff to happen. Now, I'm pretty sure that there are some elect down there. I don't know any camps down there. But you still never know. Because no one knows who is of the 144,000 hopeful in that. But the thing is this. This is taking place down in a place where Mr. Nero 47 has stopped all this stuff. Stop the gas. And this is what makes living conditions very hard. And you seen the video when this video first started. Everybody in the hospital died. That's a sad thing. This is Zephaniah chapter 3:5. The just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So they're being judged right now. Whoever survives, survives. And whoever perish. That is what's going on there in Cuba. And this same fate is going to come across America. And we're going to keep bringing it to you. We're going to keep bringing everything to you from Great Millstone. How things are just going to get worse and worse. It's not going to be no game out here. So you have to make a decision whether you're going to follow the true Father and his only begotten Son with the true names, with the Father name being Yahweh and the Son name being Yahweh Shai. A lot of people might say, well, hey, this is what I want to believe. That's fine. Believe whatever you want to believe. But make sure that it's true. make sure people are breaking down these scriptures correctly. Because a lot of people feel, well, this is what I've been doing for this long. And they feel that because they've been doing it for so long, that makes it be the truth. That don't make it be the truth. What makes it be the truth is because it is the truth. Not because how you feel. Or how it makes you feel nice and warm and cozy and fuzzy inside. That's not how the truth works. The truth works off of facts, not of feelings and emotions. It don't work like that. But for some that like to be brainwashed, it might work that way with you. So may this word hit you speedily. Let's try to bring out some more.
Foreign Ministry says it will. China's foreign ministry says it will always provide support to Cuba where possible amid a worsening fuel crisis on the island. Cuban aviation officials warned airlines on Sunday that there is now not enough fuel for airplanes to refuel on the island. The Trump administration has effectively severed Cuba's access to its primary petroleum sources in Venezuela and Mexico. For more on that, we're joined by our international affairs editor, Keravan Gorjestani. Hi, Keravan. So, international airlines now considering suspending their operations in Cuba. How did it come to this?
Well, as you said, over the weekend, you had that notice to pilots, to airlines, that all of the airports.
So you already see that they cut off. Even if you want to go to Cuba, you can't. This is John 10:10, and I'm going to go ahead and close it out here. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. That's really coming from Yahushua. He's telling you. And this thief is Nero 47. What did he say when they captured the ship? We're going to keep it. We're going to keep the oil. So this shows you how these wicked Edomites work. Hope that this lesson was edifying to all the Akim. Shalom.